click, 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 click. Ain't nobody fresher than my mud, click, 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 click. As I look around, they don't do it like my click, click, click.
Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield, and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we are here taking a look at Artist of the Month. This is RIIZE's SHOTARO and his track Clique, and I'm pumped for this because normally when an Artist of the Month comes out, it's either I look at it in a marathon format, because right now I'm doing that with ITZY, or it takes a lot of requests in my comments to where I finally look at one. But because I have known of RIIZE and I have analyzed a lot of RIIZE's material since their debut, they were one of the first groups I caught at debut under Just Reacts, I thought might as well, we're gonna treat this like a marathon upkeep and we're gonna look at it, enjoy it. The behind the scenes for this is going to be a separate video that will be pinned in the comments of this one on YouTube after it goes live. I will not make it public. If you want to watch it, you can, that kind of stuff. But all of it's going to be early released on Patreon as I make it. So if you never want to wait on any analysis I ever do, go over there and go hang out with us. It's pretty bonkers. It's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and get into it.
What of the dollar you murder for? Is that the one fighting for your soul? Or your brother's the one that you're running from? But if you got money, forget, cause I want some.
B.I.G. Oh God. Whoa. Okay, ain't nobody fucking with my click, 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 click. Ain't nobody fresher than my mud, click, 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 click. As I look around, they don't do it like my click, 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 click. And all these bad men, they want the B.I.G. Oh God. I tell a bad bitch, do whatever
Honestly, that would have been a perfect costume
like
change
I'm
if
coming out the driveway. It's grinding from Friday to next Friday. I've been up straight for 9 days. I need a spy day.
Ooh, that was cool.
Girl, you know my crew name. You know 2 Chainz. I'm pulling up in that Bruce Wayne, but I'm the villain. Man, they kneeling when I'm walking in the building. Freaky women, I be feeling. From the bank accounts, I'm feeling. What a feeling. Nah, man, they gotta be young playing from the D that's killing everything that he see but a click, click, click.
Here's me choreograph this. It's gonna be a couple people.
Ain't nobody fresher than my mud, click.
I don't know if it's Sweden boys.
Click, click,
Some of the movements
click.
give the vibe, but some of the flow is different in structure though.
Click, click, click.
Trying to think who RIIZE works with.
Man, they want the,
It's always different.
they want the, they want.
Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna be honest, I think they could have had a way cooler way to transition his costume change. There was at least 2 opportunities that we didn't take advantage of. I think that was too simple. They could have done more on that. Do you see what I mean? With the toss-up of the camera. But all this is really cool though. Nice. Cool. All these zoom-ins on the camera, I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like I can get motion sick if I'm not careful. But also too, it's okay, we gotta look here. Bips. Okay. Interesting. So we got bips on this? That's interesting. I have not clocked bips as a group that's worked with RIIZE. So normally they work with like Unite and they've done some gravity work too, right? They've dabbled in that realm. At least to my knowledge, when I've looked at RIIZE's stuff, they use demo works from Keone, Madrid. They use them from Torch, from Whedon Boys. So it's so interesting that we opted for bips, which is absolutely fine, actually, which is nothing crazy there. I'm actually just very surprised. Michael Burt, huh? Okay. Is this my favorite artist of the month? Unfortunately, no, but I like a lot of the choices. Yeah, now also keep in mind too, even though on my YouTube you only see maybe 2 or 3, I've seen a lot of artists of the month. I've seen the boys already. I've already seen ATs. I've seen 3 now, 3 ITZY ones. I've already seen Sujin. So I've seen a ton already. So I'm not looking at an artist of the month unfamiliarly. I know the structure. I know how the behind the scenes works. I know all of that. I know they get a lot of say in how this gets shot. The beginning of this was awesome. A lot of the movement quality was awesome. I think there were missed opportunities, and I don't blame Shotaro for that, ever. I never blame the artist for that. I do feel that whoever was in charge of the performance direction, we missed an opportunity to have a really dope costume change. We just decided to do a camera switch. So I think that's my one, preference, but I really like this beginning, though. It's really cool. So all of this, he's walking forward. They're all reversed. So this is a reverse shot. Really cool. And I like that running from da-da-da. So I'm curious. I mean, they may show this in the behind the scenes if they played the song in reverse and they just practice how to do that. Or, no, I don't think they played it in reverse. What they probably did is there were certain key things that they made sure to hit. It was just in a reversal sense. But I like that da-da-da. So that's cool. That's cool. I don't know, though. We'll find out, though. Okay, here we go. We go a little bounce down. We switch up. I like the extra integration of the head, letting it go up. Instead of just letting our body do it with the head ISO, I liked how we synth the head with it. So that was really cool. I like that B-I-G, boom, boom, the double on that, which is nice. He hits it, boom, subtlety, conversational element. I like his eye contact to us. That was really nice. I like how we step it back. I'm always down for this grungy, post-apocalyptic kind of fit vibes. Those are always really cool. I can dig it. I wish my whole wardrobe was that, but I ain't got the budget for it. You know what I mean? That kind of fit can get expensive fast if you want the quality version. But yeah, really cool. I like the subtlety, boom boom. It says oh god, the little hinge around. I like the clock at the top is fun. And then we do nice little pulse going on into the hips as we switch it around. That little okay, nice little extra dig on the head is really fun. And everybody with my click, I think he said it. Watch. He says it. Oh boy. He says, it's my artist of the month. I'm gonna say what I want to say, but it's bleeped out. I like the subtlety. It's like click, click. He's at the front of the click, front of the group. That click, and we accent around. I like the flow of this as well. It's fun. And then we have a wave, and it goes bounce down, and we go brush through, which is cool. And it goes bounce, and we grab the chest, and it goes click. So I really like the extra double pulse on this. Pulse, and then we build it up. Really fun. And we hit, it goes high, low. I like the fixed point on it is really nice. And hit it as I look around. So I like how we take the hand and we make it on the word around, which is really nice. And then we have this with the shoulders. Now for me, I love the fact we clocked the tripod, like the aerial shot over here. And they're all in this like black and white color gray. This is a really cool shot. We have click. I just find it interesting that we chose to do it 4 times, because normally psychologically we operate in the power of 3s, where normally you want something to be different by the 4th time. And so the fact that we didn't like at least change the camera, it's like click, look, click. Like you could have had, I just feel like we were teetering on the line of redundancy on certain shots. Not talking about the movement, I'm talking about how it was shot. And a lot of it comes from the performance direction of it. So I'm gonna be honest and say that is my preference. I am allowed to feel that way, just like you guys are allowed to completely hate my perspective. That's fine. That's the beauty of the art of dance. We're allowed to have that. I think he did a fantastic job. I think choreographically it's really dope. This is a really dope artist of the month. That's just what I'm noting. But also remember too, I've seen RIIZE, I've seen Shotaro's movement quality for a hot minute now. He's not a new face to me. So I have said this before. I think it was either with ATs or with the boys. I think it was with Juyeon with the boys. I felt a little disappointed in that, not because of Juyeon, but because of the dancers in that one, because it felt like they weren't committed as much as Juyeon was. And so for me here, I feel like the dancers are committed, Shotaro's committed, but how it was shot could have really enhanced a lot of the really cool elements of the routine that weren't a showcase. So I think that's kind of where I'm coming at it from, just from a saturation of artists of the month that I've had the privilege of watching. But once again, I'm one perspective of many. Don't take my word for it. I can always change my opinion. It's life. So maybe the behind the scenes will make me feel different too. I like that choice with the shoulders. I love how we built that. That was cool. All these bad, so we end up doubling that. Hold on, let me see this. Going back. All these bad, boom, boom. So we end up going on the bases. So that was really cool. And bad men, and I like how he does a little head rotation. They turn out of it, and it goes that hit and hit. So I like the double on that, and we hit it out and around. And we hit. I like the ball change coming out of that too. And then we throw with the wave through it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm very intrigued on the behind the scenes because I keep thinking about how is Shotaro and Bips. How were they connected? Or maybe it's the other people involved and they got Bips involved. Because I'm just racking my brain. Which tracks have Bips done for RIIZE? And it could just be I just wasn't aware of their discography integration in their earlier stuff. But in the later stuff, I've been trying to stay on top of who's been choreographing for who, because it just makes it more fun for me to connect dots. That's such an interesting, I was not expecting Bips to show up on the credits. So it's just, if you've noticed. But I mean that in like, it's cool. Anyway, we throw, the switch up there. Do you see what I mean? You see that could have been a perfect moment to switch the costume, right? But I'm not saying we needed to do that. I'm just saying like that kind of shot's really cool, but what was the functional purpose of it? Does that make sense? Maybe it's to get the dancers in a new spot. It's to transition the cut. Would kind of be what my gut would say about it. But normally when you see a shot like that in Artist of the Month, you expect another element to come into play, either a color change, a costume change. A lot of times when you see, like I would say, was it Hyunjin, Stray Kids? Boom, when he popped it, guys, like Motley Crue that mess, and he did a costume change from a freaking on the finger, God, filthy. You know what I mean? So like I'm operating from, I know how people can pull on the camera shots, and there's so many Artists of the Month that you can pull inspiration from too, which is why I found it interesting that the shots that you would normally take that risk and go for, we didn't do, but on shots where normally you would just do a transition like what we see here, they did the costume change. Huh. But I like the rotation. I like that sound, which is really cool. They hit over and around. I like how he moves it through. I like his moment. He gets a solo moment. I like those of the Artist of the Month a lot, where we get the solo moment with the artist. Super dope. He hits it through. I like his little tap on that, and I like this. That's filthy. I can dig into that. Look at that wrist. And they bring it through over, and I like how it branches it over to the side. Come on now. We swing it in, and then we bring it back out. And it goes Friday, and I like how we doubled it up on that side. Really nice. His flow is great. I also have heard his name referenced so much ever since debut. He's been a hot name in the fifth gen scene, and it's because I know a lot of it comes from his movement quality. I see it. It's great. He does a great job. Like nothing crazy there. And that was a dope transition going into your dancers. Like that's really cool. Yeah, that filthy. Yeah, so they did a. That is smooth, guys. I caught it like. That's a good camera shot. Like we can pull that. That's so cool. That's so cool, guys. Oh gosh. And it goes click, click. And then I like from there, they speed change over, and I like how he knocks it on their knee, and they use that to hinge around. That's a cool accent point. That's probably one of the coolest shots of the whole thing. Was that right there in the reversal in the beginning. Whoa. So cool. I like the hit on the hip, and then we flick it on the chest. Come on now. And I like how he makes it more conversational. That was sick. And then we do a little 2 chains. They said 2 chains, right?
You know 2 Chainz?
Yeah, you know 2 chains. And it goes, and then we said they all drop to the floor, and he's staying up, so that's cool. And they bring it up and then back down. That would be a potential costume change you could have done, right? Something different. But that, to me, I think that's great. Now we end up doing a sweep in the air. I like how we bring it up, and I like how we swing the elbows down, which is cool. It has a little pull up right there. I think not even a tonal up out in or anything like that, but it just does a little pull on the hips, which is nice. And then we act it over, and then it goes freaky, and we press it out to the side, which is cool. And we go in, low, mid, high. Nice seeing that there, and bring it over. And I like the fullness on this, so you have a little subtle cipher circle moment, and then do a nice little run it from side to side. And it goes fill in, and it goes nah, it goes out, and then we cross it in the back, which is nice. And then we switch it up on the hinge, which is cool. We sway it through, and it goes hit with the head. Come on now. And then right there, new shot, click, click. Doing the move more than 3 times, that actually doesn't bother me at all. I like how we pan it out. That's something different that we get to appreciate about it, right? So I like that he's the only one looking too. So on the 5th, he hits it on click. It feels like a click, like when you click the gun, right? And from there, and I like how they all finish in the back, and then they all join in, and they go over, and it goes mother, click, and I like how he acts it down, and we end up doing that. But then we have that zoom in again. So I'm so curious why we opted for that. Was that going to be like our common theme in all of this? I know some people are like, Jessica, I love that zoom in. I'm so glad you do. Depending on how they zoom in, sometimes, you know, whenever you see somebody on a camera and they like keep zooming in and then it gets really, really close to their face, that's what it feels like to me. It's like we're getting really, really close. And also, maybe there's a chance, I don't think I've seen anybody on the Artist of the Month pull that kind of camera shot. So maybe that's what they were going for too, which, hats off to you. I like the fact that we're trying that. Click. But then, you know, I don't know. It just feels like the transitions into it, no, out of it, don't feel as like thought of. I don't know. But I really do like the fact that he keeps clocking all the cameras on the different shots, different sides, you know what I mean? And then a boom, boom, I like the pulse on that, which is cool. Boom, out into a little inversion of the knees, press up onto the chest, and it goes to the side, and then we create some tension on that. The hit with a kick, punching it forward, and then we go hop to the back, which is nice, and going forward, and I like that. And they're going over from the sides. I like the every other line, so I like seeing that there. That's cool. And we do a nice just rotation going on with the arms on that, pressing the energy more towards the back. Rotate it over, we hit, accent down. I like the sweep around, which is nice. And we brush it, throw it to the side, throw it away, which is nice. We turn out of it. Now here, this is where our costume change is going to happen, isn't it? So that little he walks back, and we move forward. To me, very anticlimactic. We could have done something where we had a gun pop and he could have responded out of it, came back into frame, new costume. I'm being very frank with you on that. God, we could have done so much more there. We're going to move on with our lives though. You guys have already heard me. And also, if you notice, the audio quality has changed. It has changed. I realized I didn't have my microphone turned on, so you were listening to computer quality. My apologies. Here we go though. Anyway, we're going to move on with that. You guys have already heard my piece and a half about it. It's life. But right here, let's talk about this. I love the contrasting colors though. This is gorgeous. We love that. Rotating it through is cool. That boom, boom, boom. So yeah, I like we have the gun imagery kind of bleeding over, which is really, really dope. He hits it over. I like the height on that. I like the hinge, nice and crisp as we transition. I like how we create that nice fullness in the chest and he accents it through. You have that that's a really, really, really cool lighting shot. Look at this. The glistening on that was so freaking sick. And then he hits the gun. That right there. Yeah. You can assume what I'm going to say there, but it ties back to what I was talking about earlier. Anyway, but the hit on that is really fun. Da-da-da. So I like the fullness on that with the arm switch up on that. Rotating the arms through. Boom, boom, and the click. Now, it does give the impression that we're doing a ton of keyframing or we're doing a lot of speed changes on the cinema side. That I find interesting. I'm curious if that was the intention that they chose to go with here. It does feel more manufactured than normal, I think. But that could be, if that's what they wanted to go with, they are allowed to do that. Just like, even though I have as stiff of an opinion as I do about what I've obviously have mentioned throughout this entire analysis and through the first viewing, it doesn't mean that it negates the fact that they got to do what they want to do. He picked who he wanted to pick. You know, I hope he got to choose who he wanted to choose. You know, normally with Artist of the Month, they get that privilege of picking the choreographers they want, picking the type of track they want. They get a lot of say in showing who they are as artists. That's the beauty of it. I'm hopeful that that's what we get to see. I do believe, I'm trying to think in my head, this is the first SM affiliated Artist of the Month that I'm watching. I've seen a bunch of JYP affiliated ones. I saw from IST, from, oh my gosh, Cube, right? KQ. So this is the first SM. I don't know how SM operates on the Studio Choom side with this kind of stuff in comparison to other groups. So maybe this behind the scenes will be very eye-opening to me in that sense. Maybe he got all the say in the world and we love it. But I think, like, there's a lot of, if you notice, like, all this here, like that, like the little boom, that pushback on that, that's a really quick camera shot that it does influence how the choreography comes across. So for me, I just find that so interesting where there's a lot of it specifically in this section that I noticed. So I like the choice with the chest on that, which is really cool. Like that right there. Boom, boom. And then we cut to a new take here. Hit, hit, hit. And then we go and he goes and he tosses it up. And then it's a reshot here. And then we zoom in really quickly. So it's fascinating. And normally a lot of times, maybe it's also because I'm right in the middle of an ITZY marathon. And theirs are very choreography focused, right? Where I don't know if they wanted to prioritize the choreography, but all the editing capabilities that Choom can do, like were they wanting to do that versus the choreography is the priority, and then this is like an embellishment? I don't know, but it does feel like the camera and the post editing is playing a way bigger role here in how the choreo is coming across versus a normal artist of the month, which could be an artistic expression. We can chalk it up to that for now until we're told otherwise. So we hit it over, boom, boom. The swing up is nice. The switch over directions are fine. And then you have the different directions. So I like that. It was like a subtle canon is what it gave the impression on. Yeah. Yeah. So different, nice and crisp on the torsos and the rotations. It's fine. Bring it up. And I like the subtlety on that, which is cool. I like the add-on, that boom da doom, just that crisp little subtle small group on that, which is really cool. Going forward, the hop up, really nice on that. They kick, which is nice. And they hit it over like a little pot of beret on that, which is really nice to swing it around. I like the push out on that. I like the obvious contrast of colors. That to me, we love to see that. And I like the turnaround on that too. Looks great. And I like this little extra, not even chasse, just a little shuffle on that, which is cool. And we pulse it, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, the double up is really cool. So he has this kind of hand. It does give me that gun trigger throughout the whole thing, which is really cool. His fit is eating. I love it. Then he hits it over, da-da-da-da. Let me see. I hit it out, da-da-da. So when it comes to footwork, not shocked in the slightest that he can pull that. They've been doing heavy house recently in just heavy footwork syncopation. So it's never surprised me whenever I see a RIIZE affiliated member pull something like this, right? The heel twist, and we pull it all the way around. Like the little toe taps on that. The kick out's nice. The turn is nice. Nice and clean. The sweep around is cool. Accent punch down is great. His solos are awesome. Love them. And they hit. And I love that where they expanded the circle. That is a dope shot. I love that shot. And then we have some subtlety. Cool. Yeah. So I feel like I'm left with more questions than answers. This is just a very interesting combination of people that I was not expecting at all to be put in the same sentence, which makes these very fun. You know what I mean? So I'm very curious with you guys. What were your thoughts on it? And also keep in mind too that any time that I'm constructive, it's not directed really to anybody. It's just to the situation that we're given. And I'm always open to receiving more clarifying information. So please don't take what I'm saying is that I hated it. Quite the opposite. I love looking at Artist of the Month. It's when I get to actually appreciate the Studio Choom space. Because normally when I look at a comeback or I look at a routine that's not conceptually made for Studio Choom perform in it, it never really settles with me. But Artists of the Months always do. It's because they were made for Studio Choom. So the fact that how this was structured, there's certain things that I was able to bring up in this one that I've never been able to touch on before while watching an Artist of the Month may speak towards the artistic direction they wanted to go with for this that may not have been done before, which to me, I commend, I respect, and I respect the fact that we have what we have. I'm just very intrigued on how the behind the scenes is going to shape my mind and hopefully refine it. So I will, like I said, as soon as the behind the scenes comes out and I review it, when I upload it to YouTube, it will stay unlisted, but it will be a pinned comment underneath this video where you can go and enjoy, hopefully see me be able to have a refined perspective and truly enjoy, or maybe find a better way to articulate what are some areas of this that settled the way that it did with me. And I want to hear from you too. You know, I want to hear what your thoughts were. Did you enjoy it? I enjoyed it. I really like watching these. And I can't wait to dive into future stuff with RIIZE and with others affiliated with the Artist of the Month side. Y'all know me, I know you. I'm Jess, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.